YouTube, IG, what is going on? Y'all already know the drill. Drop your name, the city you chiming in from. Today we're going to talk about top 5 real estate lies. Top 5 real estate lies. If you know a lie that you've been told when it comes to real estate, drop it in the chat. Hi, I've been trying to reach you. Jay Austin, shoot me a direct message. Shoot me a direct message. Today, top 5 real estate lies that I'm pretty sure have held you back. And I'm looking at Instagram. I'm looking at YouTube. I think I have Facebook in the house. But today we're going to talk about the top 5 lies in real estate. I can almost guarantee you, because of the misinformation that is out there, it sets you back financially, mentally, emotionally. Top 5 real estate lies. That's where we're going in today. But before we do that, make sure you drop your name, what city you chiming in from. Now, before we do so I was having a dialogue with another business colleague of mine about 2 months ago. And they were telling me how they feel that the climate of business has been different for them. Does anybody else feel that way? If you're an entrepreneur, Billions, what up, man? Okay, you in Vietnam right now. I see you been all over the world, bro. Shout out to my brother Billions. He's one of the few people who I know that really out here helping people with information. And people will question it because he tells the truth. Hey, shout out, Billions. I feel your struggle, bro. You know what I'm saying? People question the truth because the lie speaks to people's inconsiderates. See, people will believe a lie because it speaks to the mess that they're caught up in. It's like somebody who will call their friend and say, "Hey, girl," or "Hey, bro, what's going on? Hey, so I stole from Keisha, or I stole from Ronald, but it was justified, right? Because when I was 10, this happened to me." Like, people like to be lied to when it's a convenience for them. So, but shout out to my brother Billions. So again, where my entrepreneurs at? Where my business people at? Do you feel like the climate is different for you? Do you feel like people don't realize you're the realest in the game, man? Appreciate that, Billions, man. Coming from you, that means a lot, bro. Coming from you. Because if y'all not following my brother Billions, ml.billion on Instagram, go follow him. The brother really a billionaire. Hey, that's why he got the name Billion. Y'all go follow him, man. Good brother, too. And so anybody that's an entrepreneur, just feel like the spirit of business is different. You coming into 2025 and you're like, man, it's different. The PPP money has dried up, so people not just buying anything. You got to actually know what you're doing now. But do people feel like it's different? Do people feel like, man, I'm not sure I know what to do? I don't even know if I still want to be in business. Who feels like that? Drop the number 1 in the chat. Who feels like they're not even sure if they still want to do what it is that they are doing? You feel like you're questioning if this is your calling? So happy to finally catch a live, brother. Forever Flakes family, appreciate that. Kirkland, what up? How many of my business owners, my entrepreneur, my businessmen, businesswomen, how many of you are on this live right now? And I'm looking at YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. How many of you on here feel like mentally you're stuck when it comes to business, or you feel like it's not the same over the past few years? So let me start by, and if you're just joining, today we're going to talk about the top 5 myths in real estate investing. So I have a word for all of my entrepreneurs. I want to say shout out to my entrepreneurs, shout out to my business owners. And if you know someone who's an entrepreneur, if you know someone who's a business owner who's pushed through the negativity, if you know an entrepreneur who's pushed through the no's, who's pushed through the lack of support from their friends and family. I saw a post the other day where they said, "You won't even support my business, but you online telling Janet Jackson happy birthday." Janet did not see your post, fam. I promise you. I highly doubt Janet even goes on social media. Janet didn't see it. But shout out. So I want to say to all of the business owners, to all of the entrepreneurs, to all of the businessmen, to all of the business women, I salute y'all. I salute y'all. Bro, go live with me real quick so I can get my follower. All right. Let me bring my brother Billions on real quick. Let me get Billion on Instagram. YouTube. Billion, what up, man? All right, appreciate that, man. Thank you, bro. So yeah, so shout out to all my entrepreneurs. Shout out to all of my businessmen, businesswomen, because I know you don't get a lot of recognition. I know a lot of people don't salute you. I understand that people don't support you. I'm here to tell you, and I'm gonna give you a really hard dose of reality. Nobody who knows you is gonna be the people that make you rich. Nobody. Your mama, your daddy, your uncle, Terry from up the block, people around you are not going to be the ones to make you rich. It's going to be the people who come online and who support you from afar, the people who repost your messages on social media who you've probably never met in person. So I need everybody on this live to do me a favor. Send a message to a social media influencer that you follow, to an entrepreneur, to a businessman, to a businesswoman, or the next time you go into that local dry cleaner or that local bodega or that restaurant, tell them thank you. Let them know that you're proud of them. This isn't easy to get up and do every single day. It's not easy to come online and you're a brand new entrepreneur and you got 3 people on your lives. You know what that does to somebody? It's not easy when your family, who you've probably loaned money to, doesn't even show up to your events. It's not easy when you've spent money with other people and they won't even repost your stuff. You're not even asking them to spend money with you. They don't like your post. So go send a message to an entrepreneur. Go send a message to an influencer. Go send a message to someone who creates content and just tell them thank you and that I'm proud of you. Because I'm proud of every single person who gets up, no matter what the weather condition is, no matter how they're feeling, no matter what they're going through personally. Because let me tell you something. And I see a couple of my brothers who hopped on. Shout out to my brother Plaz, Billion, who just hopped on. Look, we get up and do this no matter what we're going through in our personal lives. We could be dealing with death. We could be dealing with physical ailments. We could be dealing with emotional issue. Like we're still human, but yet we get up every single day and get on these lives and do podcasts and show up at your cities and do these events, and then we deal with the trolls and we deal with the negativity, and we take all of the social media bullets to come on here to provide to each and every last one of the individuals who may or may not actually listen. So so please do me a favor. And y'all know I don't ask y'all for nothing. I've probably given more than I've ever received in my 45 years on this earth. But go tell somebody that you're proud of them, please. It doesn't cost you anything. Go tell somebody that I see you. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. Go heart 10 of their photos. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. Go and add 10 people that you know to their page. It doesn't, because this is not easy. Because if it was, everybody would be doing what we do. We use our resources. We use our money. We take the criticism. We deal with all of the things that most people are fearful of doing. So again, to all of the entrepreneurs, businessmen, businesswomen, if no one's told you this year thus far, I want to be the first to tell you that I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for continuously going out there doing what it is that you're willing to bet on yourself. Do you know how difficult it is to bet on yourself? Most people wouldn't bet on themselves with a sure win. And the reason I know that is because I give you sure wins. I've challenged so many people and I've said, name one thing that I've put into this social media universe that has not worked. I've helped people make hundreds and millions of dollars directly and indirectly. I've helped people do a lot of different things, provide for their family, leave their 9-to-5, put their kids through college. So salute to all of my entrepreneurs. Again, go and thank an entrepreneur. Go and tell them that you're proud of them. And we're going to keep this going. So top 5 myths about real estate investing. If you know a myth about real estate investing, drop it in the chat for me. What's a lie that you've heard when it comes to real estate investing? I could tell you a couple. Why is it that people say ridiculous things like, oh, if you buy it, you really don't own it. You still pay taxes. So would that be so then does that mean that when your job pays you that it's really not your money because you pay taxes on that? Let me say that again. People will say, I don't believe in owning real estate because you don't really own it. You still pay taxes on it. So that means when your job pays you, because you do pay taxes on that, it's really not your money. So that means your company borrows you money every week. Think about that. You wake up every single day and go borrow money from your employer because you're paying taxes on it based upon that terminology. But see, what if I told you that real estate is one of the few things that you can use to get all of that money back that you pay taxes on? So yes, you pay property taxes, which unfortunately, when you live in the U.S., you got to pay taxes. And so the name of the game should be, how do you mitigate your tax liability? That should be the name of the game. How can I reduce my tax liability? And see, and when you understand, the only way to do that is you have to have assets that this country deems as valuable. Think about it. Think about this. We already know that there's 2 things guaranteed in life, and that's death and taxes. Now think about this. Why is it that when it comes to real estate, that is one of the few asset classes in the United States, I'm only going to speak for the United States today, that allows you to circumvent and mitigate your tax liability? Wouldn't you want to play a game that allows you to do that? Think about that. Wouldn't you want to play a game that think about this. Could you imagine being an entertainer, being a rapper, a singer, being a movie star or whatever, and you make $20 million a film, but you have enough real estate assets where you get to keep the bulk of that money? Imagine you make $50,000, $100,000 a year on your job, And because you own a couple pieces of property that you only spent, that you didn't even use your own money for, and I'm going to go into some of those here today, to the point to where you now get to keep most of the 30 or 40 or $100,000 that you made on that job. Sign me up for that game. That's the game I want to play. Because see, right now, a lot of people are playing squid games with their finances. Think about it. You're putting your finances through an obstacle course, and eventually your money will die. Meaning you're going to run out of money. You're going to run out of money. It's been proven. Most people always run out of money. This is why people are angry. People are mad. And go call one of your cousins right now who's always constantly asking to borrow money. I guarantee you they're mad right now. Call your aunt who always is asking to borrow $5 or $500. They're mad right now. There is a correlation between money and our feelings. But here's something, and I'm going to get into the top 5 myths of real estate investing. Here's something that most people never think about. Our life is predetermined for us based upon how we were raised. Let me say that again. Our life is preset for us based upon how we were raised. And a lot of the traumas that we deal with comes from the inner child upbringing. So I meet so many people who have financial and money triggers, but those money triggers didn't develop when you were an adult. Those money triggers developed when you were a child. So now you have psychological thoughts and psychological processes of what you think about money. This is why you will be willing to take advice from people who don't have money, because you've only seen how money works from the lens of a child. This is why when some of us who are in this space, when we're talking to grown adults, men and women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, they will say the most ridiculous things because they are only speaking back to us in return from the viewpoint of a child. So often we all have two sides of how we view life, from relationships to money to everything. And most of us, and this is how you can tell when people haven't healed or isn't working on healing, because some of y'all are on a healing journey when it comes to dealing with people. You also need to be on a healing journey when it comes to money. Because unfortunately, you won't ever find that love of your life because you haven't healed financially the trauma that your mama and daddy done put into you. Yeah, you might be softer. You might say please and thank you now to your spouse and mate, but then you crappy when it comes to money. Yeah, you may know how to love better, but love ain't gonna keep the lights on. So some people need to learn how to heal the financial trauma from that inner child. Some of you grew up and your parents ruined your credit at 10. Some of you grew up and your parents, they had no respect for money. They told you that money wasn't everything, all while they were spending their money on everything. So now you have a negative viewpoint on money, even though you get up every single day and go and work for money. So my question to you is, when you are making financial decisions, who's making the decision? Is it you or the inner child in you? Who's making the financial decision? Is it you or the inner child? I need to know which one. Is it the 10-year-old you? Or is it the 47-year-old you making these financial decisions? Because based upon your response, that sounds like a 10-year-old response. Oh, I don't need credit. Really? You were just complaining that the interest rate on your car is 29%. So who gave that response? You or little you? Who gave that response? Top 5 myths when it comes to real estate investing. Look, we're going to cook tonight about real estate because let me tell y'all something. And now, I need y'all to take the little you hat off. Okay? I need you to take the little you hat off. I need you to put on your big boy and your big girl hat. I need you to put on your adult hat today. Matter of fact, go get your child and have them sit next to you. Because sometimes if you haven't infected them yet, they usually can make better decisions. This is why I say kids are geniuses. The parents is what corrupt kids. Babies are geniuses because they think logically. Adults is what ruins the thought process of kids. And unfortunately, this is why so many people will not make it to the financial heights and goals they want to get to, because they're still thinking with the kid thoughts and the trauma that their parents injected into them. Credit is bad, son. Girl, don't be getting them credit cards. Meanwhile, mama got 3 in your name. Why is this dangerous? It's dangerous because this is why that thought process is dangerous. It's dangerous because credit is no longer a luxury. Credit is no longer a luxury. Now, I get it. We see, one of the greatest tricks is that unfortunately, especially in the Black and brown community, credit is still fairly new to a lot of you all. So that's why you feel it should be a luxury, but it's not. You were just fooled into thinking it was a luxury. No, it's actually mandatory now. Go try to rent a car with your debit card. Something as simple as renting a car. They're going to do a credit check, or you got to have a credit card. Parents, go try to rent an instrument for your kid. They can run your credit for you to rent a trumpet just for your child to play in the band. You want to live somewhere? They are running your credit. Oh, I don't need my credit. Yes, you do. But see, that trigger word credit, or the trigger word of money, or the trigger word of finances triggered you because of your inner child. Even though you need all of those things to survive or live the life you claim you want. $5,000 for a $45 rental car. That's true story. They're going to ask you to hold $5,000 on your debit card to rent a car from Dollar Car Rental. I often tell people, you want to know where somebody's level of financial maturity is at? Start talking about money and credit and finances. You want to know if somebody is really working on themselves? Start talking about money, credit, and finances. Because when you say you're healing, you got to heal in all of those areas. It's not just being nicer, because that's where people normally heal the most at, is being gentler. But start talking about, hey, I need you to run your credit for this. Oh, they turn into Incredible Hulk. Ask your boo to fill out a credit card application. They're gonna turn into Incredible Hulk. We gotta heal when it comes to this financial trauma, y'all. Look, y'all gonna have to heal quickly, expeditiously. You're gonna have to heal. Top 5 myths when it comes to real estate investing. Myth number 1, and I'm talking to the adult you. Okay, I'm talking to the adult you. Myth number 1, you need to be rich to invest in real estate. You need to be rich. That's actually one of the greatest tricks. See, my good friend and my brother ML Billion teaches people how to invest in stock and has probably one of the most proficient stock trading platforms that's tech based, and he helps you to eliminate the guesswork. And one will think that they need to have a bunch of money. Did you know you can use your credit, take the money from the credit and invest it into the market? It's called creative financing. Same thing in real estate. I bought my very first property using a credit card, but yet you will have people who will say they don't like credit, but use their credit for everything except to get rich. And so here's what I've learned. The only time people say they don't like credit is because they've ruined their credit and they're embarrassed. Because how could you hate a form of currency? Oh, I hate credit. So you hate money? And I'm not saying you're supposed to like money, but we will work hard for money, but then say we don't like a form of money. No, you don't like credit because you can't use your credit, or you have a bad relationship with credit, or your parents done tricked you into thinking that credit was bad. A lot of parents who told you that is because they have bad credit. I had to sit down with a family once because I had a client who he was in his like late 20s, and he was trying to organize. And we actually did this during he brought all his family together and he booked a strategy session with me, and I did a financial game plan for their family. They called it, I used to do this thing called CEO planning for your last name. Okay. And so I would get on Zoom, or I would go in person and meet with the family, and we would break down how they can position themselves for their last name, essentially putting together a group economics game plan financially for the family. And do you know that the biggest pushback came from the old heads in the family? Big Mama, Pawpaw, Uncle Tyrone, who been sleeping on Big Mama and Pawpaw couch, the aunt, the uncle who done been to jail 7 times. Like, the pushback came from the ones in the family who created the most financial chaos, but yet they had the biggest issues. They have to update their operating system. I agree, man. Yeah, they'll update that iPhone real quick, but we won't update this. And so I had this financial game plan for the family, okay? And all of the resistance came from the older folk. And so I got fed up, and the Milwaukee came out of me. I was tactful. I was very tactful. Why we always try to say the whatever city we from came out of us? Look, I know people in every single city. Everybody got a little bit of, But anyways, so the Milwaukee came out of me, and I said, excuse me, what is y'all current net worth? Because everybody in here talking like They sitting at the same table with Jeff Bezos' tax strategists. Let me see y'all tax returns. Let me see y'all P&Ls. Let me see how many assets under your asset. Matter of fact, let me see your personal financial statement. And this is all you heard, huh? What's that? Oh, I ain't never heard that before. Huh? Oh, I don't even work. So you mean to tell me I got a house where 60% of y'all don't work, but yet you are trying to tell, and I'll just say his name was X. Y'all trying to tell X not to do something, and what he's attempting to do is to put y'all on. I want to say, X, you need to go get a new family. I'll take trading my family in for 800, Alex. I get it. We've all been there before. And so anytime people are saying, oh, I don't like credit, or I hate credit, or I don't like this or this, it's because they can't use theirs. It's because they're in a state of financial ruin. That's why. Those are the people that's who you need to be careful of. So while you in there talking about you working on yourself, you need to be working on your credit. You need to be working on your credit. I'm telling you. So you don't need to be rich to do real estate. All you got to have is good credit, or know somebody have good credit. So imagine this. Everybody type the word winning lottery ticket in the chat. Type winning lottery ticket. Did you know that good credit is like having a winning lottery ticket? See, here's how I know a lot of people don't know what a lot of money is. Because if you understood the amount or if you understood how much money you could get access to when you have good credit, more people would do it. Let me say that again. If you really knew how much money you could get access to when you have a winning lottery ticket, AKA a good credit score, more people would do it. It's really the cheat code in life, because I tell people this all the time. Having good credit is no longer a luxury. You have zero chances of getting to that next level if you don't know how to play this game. Now, you may be one out of 100,000, because I've had people say, well, I've made it and I got bad credit. I guarantee you work hella hard for it. For my Bay Area people who use the word hella, I guarantee you working night and day and night, 25/8 when you got bad credit. And you're in the highest taxable, you're taxed at the highest rate. So for every dollar you make, you spend $3. You have to learn how to play this game. And so, no, you don't have to be rich to own real estate. Let me tell you how you play the game. So all you have to do is get credit. Use the credit to buy the real estate. Well, Will, how do you buy the real estate? Whenever you're buying real estate, when you buy it the right way, you only got to put down 20%. Everybody say 20%. Type in the chat 20%. You only got to put down 20%. The bank will finance the other 80%. So for every $100,000, you only got to bring $20,000 to the table. Now, how much money did I say you can get from the banks when you have your winning lottery ticket, AKA good credit? You can get as much money as you want. What? Like, think about this. Think about this. If the average salary is $40,000, $47,000, And that's gross. You have to work 6 months out the year to have $20,000. But then taxes take 30% of it. 70% of it is taken from your expenses. And now you don't have no money left over. But you mean to tell me I can have a 700 credit score right now and go to the bank down the street and go get 20,000 to go buy a house tomorrow? But yet your inner self is questioning that. Oh, you were conditioned to be broke. Oh, your circle has really done a number on you. I would be mad. I would be trading family members in right now. All right, number 2. Again, if you're just joining me, we're talking about the top 5 myths when it comes to real estate investing, but these can really be interchangeable with just understanding credit, money, wealth, economics, all of that stuff. Number 2, real estate is too risky. Real estate is too risky. I don't want to be owning real estate. The people going to tear it up. You done let your cousin stay with you and they done tore your house up for free. What if they don't pay? That's because you keep letting your cousins live in your houses. Y'all ever notice people never tell you the whole story? What's a good email to contact you, brother? Will@WeManagementServices.com or shoot me a direct message here. Shoot me a direct message on Instagram. You ever notice people don't ever tell you the whole story? I remember I had a client. Wait, is that how they sound? Yeah, that's how they sound. It's too risky. What if they tear up the house? Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Yeah, that's how they sound. So I remember I had a client, or he was attempting to be a client, who was saying, "Oh, Will, I got all of this real estate, but I ain't making no money. So I don't even, real estate don't really work. Like real estate, it don't really work." And I said, what's your rent on your properties? So we went through each property, and he was like, "Well, I'm getting $300 a month from this from my Uncle Sam. I'm getting $450 from Tay Tay. I'm getting this from my Auntie Lucy." And I said, and so I started laughing, and he got mad. He said, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "No wonder you poor. You have all of this real estate. It's costing you money because you letting people live for free. That's your fault. That's not the bank. That's not the world of real estate investing." See, the thing that I often tell people is that real estate is really all math. And I actually flunked algebra. But I've mastered the art of math when it comes to real estate investing. Let me tell you how simple it is. You find a property where the mortgage is $1,000. You just make sure that it can rent for at least $1,200. Everybody's happy. Trust me, there is no shortage of people who are looking to rent a house. The house cannot have a roof. Y'all ever seen the conditions that people live in? Your house will not go unrented. It's impossible because first of all, there's a shortage of housing. There's a shortage of about 5 million homes in the United States, and you're worrying about somebody not renting your house. Now, if somebody don't want to rent your house, that just means you keep a nasty house, and you don't need to be a landlord. Again, start asking people questions, and they will tell you who they are. Oh, you don't know how to budget your money. Oh, you ruined your credit already. Oh, you don't like to work. Oh, okay, I got it. Noted. You mean to tell me real estate is too risky for you? But you live your life You put your life in danger every single weekend you go to the club, but real estate is risky. You mean to tell me you sleeping with all of those people unprotected, but real estate is risky? Noted. You mean to tell me that everything you eat consists of sugar, but real estate is risky? Noted. No, the gloves is off in 2025. No, you have to learn how to mitigate risk. See, when people make statements like that, that lets me know they don't understand business, because you have to understand how to mitigate your risk. No matter what it is you decide to do. Going through it right now, Will, got tenants who don't want to pay unless everything gets fixed. And so, Brandon, I'm not sure how you got into that property, but yeah, that's why personally, and again, I don't know your complete situation, but this is why you want to ensure that you're in landlord-friendly states. You want to be in landlord-friendly states. Okay? This is also why I don't do 12-month leases. I don't do 12-month leases. But again, because we don't know enough about enough, we just do what we know. Sometimes you got to be willing to pay to get the information. And this goes in every category. You have to be willing to pay to get the information. How is it that we will pay for somebody to tell us how to love somebody, but we won't pay for somebody to teach us how to get the money? Because sometimes people stop loving you because you don't have the money. Look, like, all right, let me keep going before y'all shut my live off. It is real estate is not risky when you know what you're doing. Now, will things happen in real estate? Yes, just like it happens in your day-to-day life. You've been fired before. You've been laid off before, but you don't say, oh, the job market is risky. You've been dumped before. You done had a partner leave you. You don't say dating is risky. Everything is risky until it comes to our finances, which the finances is the glue that holds most of your life together. And I say that because often a lot of people are depressed because of the lack of finances. Get an extra $100 on your check. Boy, you coming to work early the next day. But real estate is risky. Let me tell you how we help to mitigate the risk in getting into a bad deal. We're able to do that by getting you in what's called a DSCR loan. Everybody type in the chat DSCR, which stands for debt service coverage ratio. F all that love crap, no ROI on that. Everybody type DSCR, which stands for debt service coverage ratio. And so essentially, when you get a DSCR loan, it makes it impossible to get into a bad deal where you're upside down. Here's what I mean. When you have a DSCR loan, if the mortgage is $1,000, they will not do the deal unless the rents collected are at least $1,000. Arkansas tenant laws are so one-sided. It really pushes you to be your own landlord. Then you go find a state where it's landlord friendly. Now, I'm not saying that real estate is perfect, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing is. But you have to learn how to mitigate risk. Because I've seen a lot of people go out there and start trucking companies Y'all, people didn't complain about all of the money they lost in that. And there's very little risk mitigation in trucking because you're in an industry where it's controlled by people. They dictate based upon who's willing to take the lowest offer. Okay, we got a load for 5,000. Who's willing to take it for 4,000? Do I got 3,000? Do I got 2,500? Do I got 1,500? Do I got 5? Sold to the person who's willing to take this load for $500. And meanwhile, you got a $7,500 truck payment. You got to do a lot of loads at $500 to pay that $7,500 truck payment. Very little risk mitigation. But in real estate, my risk level is mitigated because everybody needs somewhere to live. On top of the fact that I can borrow against the house if I need to. I can't borrow against that tractor trailer. Matter of fact, they giving them away right now. You start a trucking company, get a free truck. They giving trucks away in certain areas. All right, so you get a DSCR loan, and they only will approve you for the DSCR loan if the rents can service the debt. That's how you mitigate your risk. So it's not that real estate is risky. Real estate does have some risk to it. Let me say that before somebody clipped that first part up. But you want, in every single thing you do when it comes to money or business, you have to find, how do you mitigate that? How do you mitigate, meaning that how do you position yourself to where if things go left, because something will, how do you get out of that jam? How do you break even? And that's the way to do that. So if you're just joining me, I'm talking about the top 5 myths in real estate investing. Number 1 is you need to be rich. We've already dispelled that myth. You do not need to be rich. I show people how to go and get lines of credit. Y'all use credit for everything else. So I need y'all to stop. So in 2025, we're not going to be crying about credit is bad. No, you have bad credit. That's why it's bad. Don't put your considerations on me. Number 2, real estate is risky. Everything in life is risky. They got coronavirus, nonavirus, and winonavirus out right now. Breathing is risky. Go to some of y'all be in every single sporting event, but yet you scared to do real estate. Your life on the line these days with all of these ailments in the air. Breathing is risky. So if you're willing to breathe, you should be willing to do real estate. So that's number 2. Number 3, real estate only works in major markets. That is not true. Back in 2016, I was telling people, y'all need to come invest in Milwaukee. And people was like, don't nobody want to go to Milwaukee. And now everybody trying to come to Milwaukee. Why? Because they found out that you want to be in cities where you can cash flow. Everybody type in the chat, cash flow. Now, I'm not saying cash flow is going to make you rich. Cash flow pays the bills. The ownership makes you rich. Everybody type cash flow. Cash flow pays the bills. The ownership makes you rich. Somebody put that on a shirt for me. Cash flow pays the bills. Ownership makes you rich. You don't have to be in a major city. None of my investment properties are in major metropolitans. I really played the game of Monopoly building my real estate portfolio. Every 4th house, I upgraded to a multifamily. Then I bought buildings. Then I bought an apartment building. But I started off buying single families. See, some of you can't get off the block because you're trying to go from zero to barely understanding money and credit. You don't file your taxes properly, and you want to go buy a 100-unit apartment building tomorrow. And then you see that $6 million price tag, purchase price, and you're like, oh, I can't afford that. Well, you should have started with a $100,000 property. See, if a lot of you would have played the game of Monopoly for real, you would understand how to play the game of Monopoly for real. 4 single families to upgrade to get to multifamily. 4 single families, upgrade to get to multifamily. 4 single families, you upgrade and get to multifamily. See, a lot of people are just in love with the fascination of being wealthy. A lot of people really don't want to be wealthy. And I get it. That's because that inner child, again, if you're just joining me, I talked about earlier how everybody has 2 sides to them. Everybody. I don't care who you are. Everybody has 2 sides to them. One side is their side, Baltic Ave. One side of them is the logical thinking person where as you are growing on this journey called life and everything that you learn, you make decisions with the current you. But some people are so traumatized with everything in life that they think with the inner child. And so many people are so financially broken because of the inner child, because their mama told them money was bad. Their daddy told them the dollar was evil. Your big daddy told you that credit was bad. But go back and look at all of the decisions they made financially and then come back and tell me why they said that. Is it because they went out there and actually accomplished something and they're coming back to you with data? Or is it because they put themselves and their family in financial harm's way and they're trying to cheat you out of life? See, a lot of you have been cheated out of life financially because of the mistakes that your parents made. Shame on them. Same reason why relationship issues, all of that. It's the inner child in you. Them triggers didn't come from Sesame Street. Those triggers didn't come from Sesame Street. Those triggers didn't come from watching Reading Rainbow. Them triggers came because we had people who was allowed in our lives to lie to us. Cash flow pays the bills. Ownership makes you rich. So myth number 3, you do not have to be in a major market. Imagine if all you did was bought 2 houses every year. That means every other year, every 6 months, you bought a property. That was $100,000. Did you know after year 1, your net worth is going to be in the top 5%? Let me say that again. If all you did in 2025 is bought 2 properties at $100,000 a piece, your net worth will be in the top 5%. Did you know that the average net worth for a college black graduate is $24,000? I wanted to throw up when I read that statistic. I wanted to throw up. Cash flow pays the bills. Ownership makes you rich. So you can actually get started in smaller markets like the Milwaukees, the Detroits, the St. Louis's, the Clevelands, the Pittsburgh. You don't have to be in a major market. It's less competition. Number four. Excuse me. If you're just joining and tuning in, top 5 myths about real estate investing. See, a lot of this is tough for us because our parents lied to us. We've been lied to. This is why the younger generation is rebelling. They got a lot of people think the younger generation doesn't have sense. They have more sense than you think. They just not falling for the BS that you're trying to tell them that your parents told you. Look, 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 they're just not falling for the BS you trying to tell them. They're like, look, mama, it didn't work for you. How you gonna tell me that? Dad, you know you tripping. Look at you. Stop it. Like this is this is how kids talk to their parents now. It's no longer a dictatorship in households. You have to have real dialogue with your children. See, I communicate to my son. I don't dictate and make him do things. I give him the data. See, a lot of us wasn't given data growing up. There's somebody right now who would believe that the sky is purple if their parents told them the sky was purple. Mama said it's purple. Boy, we would put our lives in harm's way to believe a lie that our parents told us. We will go to the ends of earth for that day one family member who's done nothing but cause chaos in our life because we don't know how to analyze data. But see, this new generation, they're getting up and rebelling. And some of us in my generation, we're looking back and saying, oh, this generation is da-da-da. No, it's just that they're not putting up with y'all BS no more. Stop lying to them. You mean to tell me that I can have a living being a content creator? All I have to do is go buy a camera, get online and speak my mind, and somebody's going to pay me? Why would I go to college? Well, you need to go to college and do. And I'm not saying don't go to college. But what I'm saying is that they're not listening to the shenanigans. Because then they look at the parent and say, Mama, you struggling. You got 3 degrees, or Dad, you done this and you done been laid off 6 times. Please show me where that plan worked for you. My youngins is going out here getting credit buying real estate, but they're going back teaching their parents. Do you know how powerful that is? Some of y'all on this live right now are teaching your parents about finances. Powerful. But yeah, these youngins ain't having it. Y'all can't lie to them no more. Look, y'all can't lie to this younger generation because they will rebel. They will. All right, number 4, you need perfect credit. No, you don't. You do not need perfect credit. Now, will it make it easier? Absolutely. And I know all of y'all like the soft life. Everybody type in the chat, soft life. We all like soft life. That's why we want to drive the things we drive. We don't want to work. Like everybody want a soft life, but they don't want to position themselves to live the soft life. Let me tell you something. Did you know having good credit helps with the soft life? You should always seek knowledge, but it doesn't have to be in college classroom. Did you know that having good credit equals soft life? Soft life, not light. Soft life. Go to the car dealership right now with a bad credit score. You're going to have to liquidate everything you own as a down payment for the car. Go try to rent somewhere to live right now. You're putting down 2 to 3 times the deposit. Go try to rent a car with a debit card. You gotta have at least $500 in that bank account. I remember the last time I rented a car, because I don't rent cars often when I go out of town. But I remember it was a guy in a car rental place arguing because. And I already knew why, because he didn't have the $500 for the deposit. Like, bro, just go fix your credit. You was about to spend more on the rental car than what it would take for you to fix your credit. Look, I sleep very good at night knowing I have an 800 credit score. Good credit equals soft life because your money is cheaper. so so contrary to what I'm talking about, you do not have to have perfect credit to get into real estate investing, but it definitely makes it a lot easier. Makes it a lot easier. Now, if you're not in the best position credit wise, go fix it. We offer credit repair. We've been doing it for years. Well, it's really more credit coaching. We've been doing it for years. I've been in this industry since 2007. Almost 20 years I've been in the credit space. FICO certified in 2011. I've been doing this a very long time. But if you have less than perfect credit, you can use a credit partner. You can use a credit partner too. When you're getting a DSCR loan, you only need a 580. Now, I'm not going to recommend that. We want you to be in the best position possible. We want you to be in the best position possible. Last one. Top 5 myths when it comes to real estate investing. Number 5, the best deals are the cheap properties. False. Just because the property is cheap doesn't mean it's a good deal. There could be liens tied to that property. There could be, it could be anything. But this is why you got to know how to do your due diligence. This is why you got to get a title search. This is why you want to have a home inspector. Just because it's cheap doesn't make it a good deal. And I often have to say that because in some of the markets where I buy at, people are not used to hearing a property for $60,000 or $15,000. Now, there's value in some of those properties, but every $15,000 property is not a good deal. It's $500,000 properties that are horrible deals. You have to understand and do your due diligence. You have to understand basic math, which I'm starting to learn more and more. A lot of people don't know basic math. And you want to know how I know? Go on YouTube after you get off this live and go and watch the TV show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? It will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. It will blow your mind because most people don't know fifth grade math. I dropped out of college. I flunked algebra, but the one thing I think I do a decent job at is understand fifth grade math when it comes to economics. And the even better part of that is I can actually use a calculator to calculate the math when it comes to economics. I don't have to memorize it like I did in algebra. But again, that's the trauma we have in us. That trauma because you were bad at math, or that trauma because you skirted through school by memorizing things. I've yet to see anybody who's rich and wealthy because they know the periodic table, unless they're a chemist. I've yet to meet anybody who's sitting and living the soft life because they knew how to dissect a frog. Unless they work in that industry. Or they're the ones that sell the frogs to the school. That guy probably rich. That guy or girl who sells the frogs to the school. So we just have to understand basic math. Let me give you some more basic math. In 2025, the goal of the United States is to build a minimum of 1.1 million homes. Let me say that again. The goal is to build 1.1 million homes in 2025, which would be an increase of 13.8% from last year. Look, real estate is going to be here whether you want to participate or not. Think about this. Think about how many industries you spend all your money in where you don't participate. You wear Nikes, you don't own Nike stock. You got you got 6 Apple products, you own no Apple stock. You want to drive a Mercedes, no Mercedes stock. Or you name your kid Mercedes. You live in somewhere, but you don't want to go and participate in something that everybody has to do, or at least they want to do. Sign me up for the one game that everybody has to play, and that is the game of real estate. But yet you think it's too risky? No. Breathing in a room, breathing on an airplane is risky because somebody on there is sick. Going to a nightclub in certain cities is risky. Driving is risky. Not real estate investing. You just need to know. You just don't know what you're doing. And it's okay. Because that's why you got me. I teach people what to do, how to do it. I consult them. I give them data. I give them facts and let them make the determination on what to do or so that they can do it better. Look, I need you, every single person on here. Make sure you're following me. Make sure you reach out. Right now, you know, I got another webinar coming out, another webinar next Wednesday. How to take 5,000 and turn it into 250,000. Look, if you don't learn how to participate in these type of things, you have no chance of making it. Next week, another webinar, how to take 5,000 and turn it into 250,000. Look, if you do not know how to play that game, you have no chance of making it. Zero. Just think about all of the things you've been constantly trying up until this point where you are in your life. Hamster wheel activity. Are you local to Milwaukee still? And do you hold in person? No, I live in Las Vegas now, but yes, I still come back to Milwaukee. And I appreciate people want to do in-person events, but in-person events don't help. You need to learn, you need to get the information, you need to get the data. Get the data. I remember about 2 years ago, I said, look, y'all need to stop going to these conferences because y'all come out of there worse. Just go get busy. Go fail forward. Go learn something. Go execute. Go implement. But by the time you done paid $2,200 to take pictures, you can't afford to implement. Y'all do know that's what some of y'all doing. You're paying to take pictures. Look, if y'all want pictures, that just fly me to your city. I will take all the pictures you want. Because that's really what we're paying for. We're paying to go. We will fly all the way across the country to go listen about how to fix our credit. When I come on here and tell you how to fix your credit, just to pull out your phone and not even listen to how to fix your credit. We want to record where we are so bad that we go home and we never fix our credit. We want to learn how to do real estate so bad that we will fly to a city, go to a real estate function, just to take the picture with the person who's putting on the real estate function and then come back home just to say, I'm scared to do real estate. We will say we want to do all of these things. We will spend more money going there than we will spend in the implementation. We will spend more money to go take a picture with somebody than we will invest in the getting the data. We spend more money to post a fake soft life on social media than to invest in the execution of having a real soft life. Somebody help me make it make sense. Please. Somebody help me make it make sense. Because right now, you cannot rent a car with the picture of T.I. in your phone. That photo of you and 50 will not help you get your first investment prize. Matter of fact, you got 3 likes on there. Was it worth it? Was flying across the country to go hop in a room to not even listening. You're more concerned about getting a photo to get 3 likes. And you're still in the same position and you wondering how other people got far because they was willing to invest $5,000 to learn how to get $250,000. And until you're ready to play that game, you will continue to get what you have in life. And I'll take every dollar that I have embedded against you and prove that I'm right. And we can prove it because you're still in the same position. Still in the same position. Make sure y'all stay tuned in. Top 5 real estate myths. Y'all send me DMs. Let me know what y'all want me to talk about tomorrow. Look, y'all better stop letting your loved ones lie to you. I know you love Auntie Shirley, but Auntie Shirley hasn't shown me enough data for me to buy into what Auntie Shirley is giving me advice on. Uncle Leonard, I love you. You make some good potato salad. But when it comes to this money game, this is my lane. Don't give me no advice. You can give me your ingredient. You can give me your recipe, but I'm going to give you the recipe on how to get rich and how to be wealthy. So I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, follow. And if you have not done so, text the word income to 855-449-8555. I want to give you a free gift. I want to be the guys selling the frogs to the school. Daytona. Look. I'd be if I would have known that learning how to dissect frogs would put me in a position where I could sell the frogs back to the school, I would have taken biology a lot more serious. But I missed the boat on that one. So text the word income to 855-449-8555. I'm going to give you a free gift, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you a budget form. A lot of y'all need to get y'all stuff together financially. Look, let me tell y'all a secret. And this might hurt some of y'all feelings, okay? If you knew your number financially, meaning if you really knew how much money you got, you would not be out here playing with your life. If you knew how much your net income is, if you knew how much money you've squandered in 2024, if you knew how much money you leave on the table because of what you don't know, it wouldn't be a lot of this key and then all of this going on. A lot of the giggling would cease. You wouldn't have time to be mad at nobody except yourself. You wouldn't have time to catch an attitude with nobody. Matter of fact, you wouldn't even be having 50-50 conversations because you would look at yourself and understand that you need to get your ish together first before you try to talk about the other 50% that you want to bring. So I'm going to give you a free budget form just by texting the word income to 855-449-4888. Text income to 855-449-4888. I'm going to give you my free comprehensive budget form. Very simple. It's just going to give you a breakdown so you can take a look at some type of personal financial statement. We need to start looking at our own financial report card. You worrying about your kids' report card, and little Tony is like, look, mama, our light's been cut off 3 times this year. Let me look at your financial report card. All right. So before we be the pot calling the kettle black, we need to get a real kettle. Okay. So text income to 855-449-4888. And I appreciate y'all. And again, go and tell a business owner, an entrepreneur today that you're proud of them. It takes a lot of work to get up and do this every single day. And I'm not even talking about me. I'm talking about there's a lot of people who get up every day to open up their store, to start that business, to get on the internet and record content. I mean, I'm an introvert. So, and I know, as crazy as this sounds, psychologically, a lot of content creators are introverts, but we use this as our Superman cape. So go tell an influencer, a content creator, an entrepreneur, go tell somebody thank you. Go tell somebody you're proud of them. Go tell somebody I see you, because there's somebody right now who's been on this journey for 5 years and the people in their own house don't even thank them. There's somebody right now who gets up every single day and busts you know what I mean, and they go home and lay down with their spouse who don't even tell them thank you or that I'm proud of you. So go and tell somebody that you're proud of them and that you thank them. Go tell somebody that you're proud of them and that you thank them. Thank you. Thank you for putting that in the chat. So until then, I appreciate all of y'all. And y'all already know the drill. I will see you at the top. Let's go.